Hello, today I have Mr. Carm, the Carm. Mr. Carm, give us an introduction of
Oh Lord.
yourself.
Oh no.
Let's go. Interview with Carm, the Carm.
All right. Well, hello guys. I am the Carm. I used to be a TikToker. Somewhat did Instagram stuff like that. Now I just kind of vibe around and chill with people. It's kind of most I do in this game. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, first question, what got you into VR chat? How did you discover VR chat?
So, I had a group of friends I used to play D&D with. And one of them was telling me he was gonna jump in VR chat, and then I kind of asked what it was, and then he kind of explained it to me. So I decided to download it on Steam. And then pretty much from there, I kind of goofed around, had fun. Was a desktopy for literally probably half a year. Um, got my index, and then went full body right after that, within 2 weeks. So yeah, that's kind of how I got big into VR. That was probably about at least 3.5, 4 years ago.
Okay, so how long were you on desktop before you made that transition to getting or acquiring a VR?
Um, it was at least at maybe about 8 to 9 months.
Okay.
So yep.
What did you do? What kind of vibe or kind of fan groups or kind of activities you did while on being on desktop for almost a year?
For the most part, when I was on desktop, I kind of just met some people here and there. I actually met this one group of friends, and we became good friends, all of us. We would all just chill. I mean, play some games here and there, talk about a lot of deep stuff, and kind of just vibe. That's what we mostly did.
Mm-hmm. And what
Little
yeah,
gremlin energy here and there.
Gremlin energy is the best energy, honestly.
Oh yes.
So what is the meaning behind your username, VR name, gamer name, the Carm? How did it
All right.
originate?
So originally,
Yeah.
for most of my usernames, I usually go by T Carm. It is actually a combination between my first name and my last name.
Okay.
But then a lot of people kept messing it up when they were trying to say T Carm, so I decided to separate the T and the Carm part, and I just made it the Carm instead, and just kept it since. Kind of stuck with it.
Hmm. And has it been your longest username, or has there been previous ones,
Uh,
before
uh,
getting to this one?
Usually it's the T Carm with my year or the year I
Yeah.
graduated would usually be the numbers, but
Okay.
other than that, I mean, it's always been my name. I've had this actual nickname though, and even in IRL, probably since my freshman year in high school. Just been a thing since.
Okay. I never knew that, so that's really cool.
Yep. So I just
I
kept it
love
with
learning
it. It just
names.
kind of sounded good. Yeah, it just sounded good, and I just kept stuck with it.
Okay, so VR set wise or setup, what VR set are you rocking, what's your
So
weapon of
I am
choice?
rocking. Well, I am rocking the Index
Mhm.
headset and hand trackers. I had 3.0 base station or 3.0 trackers. With the Strap Pluses, although I mean not really on this game as long, but I just have them just to have them. I had three 2.0 base stations around my room.
Okay. And has that been your primary headset
Yep.
or has there been some before that?
Nope.
Like Oculus,
I
Rift S,
I
nothing?
went straight from nope.
Gotcha.
Straight from desktop right into Index.
Right into Index. It was
I had this. I had the money at the time, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I just had to wait for the back order.
and was it just Index half body at the time of purchase, or was it the full body, just setup kit, everything, just one go, just added to cart, everything?
Um, so I had the Index for about maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks, and instantly got full body right after that because I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm in VR, yeah. But I was like, I want to move my legs,
hmm
so just bought the legs right or bought the trackers right then and there.
And what was the first impression or feeling you had when you put on the headset and then the full body setup? How did that make you feel? What was it like the experience, experiencing that
Um,
for the first time?
I mean, it's for something I've always kind of wished to happen in general, just because I used to game growing up, stuff like that. So I've always thought it would be pretty awesome to see this kind of see it from a point of view where it's like I'm actually part of the game. And when I first put my headset on for technically not even just VR, just other games I play in general. I just felt like I don't know, I just felt more immersed with it. So it was a nice experience, especially just for the fact that I mean, me growing up, I just never had this kind of experience growing up at all.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is just pretty nice. I mean, this is definitely a huge step in my opinion, and I definitely think they're gonna keep furthering it with it, and I hope they do.
Hell yeah. Has there been any other like headsets you've been curious about, like the newer ones that came out from like HTC or another like third party
Um,
company?
at one point I considered doing the Vive, HTC Vive. At one point I was thinking either the Cosmos or the other one, but then people were telling me all this other stuff at the time. You know, like yeah, it's better pricing, but there's this issue. So I was like, you know what, just why not? Just go full send. You know?
Full send, yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I ever told you
I've
this,
even
but
considered
like,
getting the haptic suit, but
oh, the haptic suit, yeah.
yeah, that was something I was
Mm-hmm.
going to get at one point, but then I kind of deterred away from it. But
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know if you ever knew this, but when I first met you when you were on desktop in like, COVID 2020 era, I was um I was using the Rift S, just half body for about
I
half a
think I
year,
knew
yeah.
that.
You knew
I
that?
think I knew. I could definitely tell from your mic. At the mic
Oh,
time,
the
I could
mic
tell from
back
the sound of
then.
your mic quality.
Okay, then yeah,
The mic
that's
quality
that's
kind of
easy to
gave it
dead.
away. Yes.
Yeah, that's easy dead giveaway, the mic quality. There was
Oh
also,
yes.
and then like, yeah, I acquired my Rift S like in February of 2020, like just a month before COVID, happened, and we just went on quarantine. And then I had
Hmm.
that half body until I got full body trackers in September of 2020. But it was still with the Rift S, so I had to add like the extra like software shit to like make them work together. And then
Hmm.
like the Rift S just like you said, like the mic, the all that, the quality, just the headset itself, it started to like just
Right.
crap out. It wasn't in the best condition ever
And then
to
you
like
couldn't
work
really
no
get
more.
another. You couldn't replace the cable or anything like that. It
Yeah.
was just super expensive, and it was just too much.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna like spend too much, I'd rather spend it on a better headset, than waste it on like repairing something that's
Exactly.
gonna break again. So I went full send on
Hmm.
got an index.
Exactly.
I got an index, and I've been loving it ever since.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
Mhm. Let's see. What kind of avatars or kind of worlds did you like use or explore, back in the day when you first started, that you remember? Like, what was like the
Hmm.
vibe back then that you started on VRChat versus, the vibes today?
I would definitely say like when I was on desktop, I definitely probably wore more meme-ish avatars on top of also female avatars, just because they
Mm-hmm.
always had a nice sitting animation for me.
Yeah.
And then when I got my headset, I kind of stuck with the female avatars because I mean, me, I always like dancing, and the female avatars always had a better hip movement, and it was like way better tracking for me in general. So I just always stuck with the female avatar, and I mean, that's how it was for a very long time, till maybe at least about a year and a half ago, probably. I started wearing actual more male.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then actually I've had this one for over a year.
Yeah, it's like your signature, I see that everywhere, and I'm like,
Oh, I know.
I see people wear it too. No, no edits or anything, and I'm like, yo, this is like a fake Carm. You're not the real Carm, because I just associate that model with you, no one else,
Right.
you know.
That's fair. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. But like, where, what kind of worlds or like instances did you used to hang out, back then, like, was it like, a lot of Great Pug, a lot of Black Cat, like Void Club,
It
old
was
school
definitely
stuff?
a lot of. Oh yeah, for sure. It was definitely a lot of like the Great Pug was a big one because I don't know. It was just you always met somebody new up in there. I didn't really do it
Mm-hmm.
at the Black Cat too much, just because I always thought there's just too many younger people there, and I was like, kind of just didn't want that kind of crowd.
Yeah.
So, pub was definitely one of the places I hung around a little bit. Not too much the Void Club here and there. I definitely used to go to like a lot of the more aesthetic worlds and cozy ones,
Mm-hmm.
just because I always liked the vibe that they always give off, or like just the scenery. They always look pretty good to me. So
Yeah, and
also
like
particle worlds. I used to be in a
particle
lot of
worlds,
particle
yeah,
worlds.
music particle worlds, audio worlds,
Visual,
all
yeah,
that,
visualizing
visuals,
ones, yeah, visual
yeah,
worlds, yeah,
ones
all
that have
those.
like
Oh yeah,
pre-built, songs that just have a light show in them. I love those a lot. Yeah.
Exactly. They're just, I don't know, they always, I thought that's pretty neat.
Yeah. Okay, now compared to like that back then to like right now, what kind of like worlds do you usually go? Like what kind of like, where do
Hmm.
you catch a vibe, in VR chat? What are your main two, main goes?
Honestly, I kind of just go wherever other people are usually. I'll join people. If I kind of just want to do my own thing, though, um, I definitely still chill more in the cozier worlds. Same thing aesthetic wise. Like I just, like to sit there and just like, just stare at the world, see how they are, or just check to see what people have done from then to now, how different the textures look in the worlds, how the visuals look, how
Mm-hmm.
realistic things are. Like, like if I put my hand in the water, the waves move, stuff like that. Like I think it's really awesome. I like how
Yeah.
I definitely like those kind of type of worlds more now compared to than what I did before.
Oh yeah, the innovation on like the worlds, just all these new assets, all these new textures, just it blows my mind too.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is VR. This is
Oh
really in
yeah.
VR.
Oh yeah. This is crazy.
Hmm. Do you have any like favorite worlds that you've been to, over the years that like if like you were like to introduce
Hmm.
someone to like, a new world or like a first time going on VR chat, like what would be like the first like cool worlds you would like show
Um.
because it's like you love these worlds so much.
Usually probably be my visualizing worlds, and those are
Mm-hmm.
the ones I used to take people, especially if they just get into VR, like they just got their headset. I'm like, yo, and they could be on like certain, if they can see all the particles and everything. I'm like, yo, let me show you this world. You tell me what you think. Like, just because, again, I like the effects of stuff. I like how, um, I mean, just the way people have progressed with the worlds for the visualizing. It's just, I mean, I think that brings out more of the experience of the VR world rather than VR chat in a sense. So
Mm-hmm.
I like to let people see how the worlds are rather than see how the people are first, because you can get a mix of people. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely visualizing worlds or even worlds with pretty nice sound, like some good world music or stuff like that, like something like that usually,
Mm-hmm.
and stay away from the heavily public ones.
Yeah. Either the heavy public ones just have like too much like chaos energy, just that's
Exactly.
not meant for people, or it's just you're just gonna lag. It's just you're just gonna crash a lot.
Exactly. I want them to experience the game before they have to experience that kind of stuff. That's what. So, like, if I have somebody new and I'm introducing, I'll take them to a bunch of worlds that are not heavily public, or just in general, just so they can actually experience how VR chat is and the worlds that people have made before they go into the public, try to meet new people and all that stuff. That way, they understand how the game is, and then they can see the other half of VR chat.
Yeah. And speaking of which, you did say earlier that like you do avoid Black Cat because of the the youth, the kids on Quest.
Right.
Is like putting kids, having them have access to this game kind of like a bad thing. Especially when like
That is
you have adult
honestly,
worlds, that like drinking night is
I get
available to
that.
like Quest people.
Right.
Yeah.
So my only thing was, it's kind of hard to do something like that, say something like that, only for the reason is because technically VR chat is 13 plus,
Mm-hmm.
and it is still technically a game, so I don't see an issue for the younger crowd being on here. But then again, I do feel like when I come across like like a 7-year-old and he's on, like I feel like they shouldn't be in the game because this is not the type of game that you want to have your kid in.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I mean, people like me, like if I'm in a public world, don't get me wrong, I'll chill with people, but I can be very unfiltered and not really pay attention to my surroundings, and I try not to be. Sometimes I don't care, like what I say, just even like just because I'm with friends, I'll say what I want to say. But then I kind of think about it, like, ooh, this person might be a kid here. I don't want to make this kind of sexualized joke to my friend here when
Mm-hmm.
there's like a 8-year-old right behind us. It would just, I don't want to give off that vibe either, to where like there's just a bunch of bad people in this game. So that's kind of a toss up between
Yeah.
like yes and no.
Yeah. A lot of bad people, like a lot of just like just cancer for the most part.
Degenerates.
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 Healthy degenerates like us though. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah,
And,
we're
but
healthy ones. Like,
of course, the
like, we'll
biggest,
do stuff, just
yeah,
not around people.
yeah, behind closed doors, locked,
Exactly.
Club J Vaporeon room, my main
Oh
squeeze.
no.
Yeah, like that, and also probably the most dangerous part is like the amount of like predators that could be on this game too.
Exactly, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what worries me because there are people on here that don't even care to ask about your age or anything like that, and they'll straight up just be like, "Oh," and just try to hit on this person just because, like, "Oh, they're a girl gamer, I could hit on them." Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're 13. Don't do that, please.
Yeah.
Like, you don't one get to like I can like befriending people is one thing. Also, groomers.
Mm-hmm. Groomers. Yeah.
People that are like, oh, like yeah, we're I'm just friends with them, and then they turn 18, and then you just try to over sexualize things. Like, no, like you can't do that. That's not how this works.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even as much as we kind of try to stand up against those kind of people in general in this game, we can't stop all of them because we don't know when it's all happening. Because sometimes the younger crowd of people let it happen, and I mean, because I've met people in the past where they told me, I mean, nothing I had to deal with, but like I've had friends, talking to other people, and then I hear like this person is actually only because they lied about their age, and that's the biggest issue with this game. Because, I mean, you can easily lie about your age,
Yeah.
and that's a huge problem too. Which, in a sense, makes them still the victim because even though they lied about their age, they're still underage, and this person who's 20, 21 did stuff with them, but they were told lied about it, but now they're being targeted as a predator because of that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it sucks. That's why I
Yeah.
do feel like some worlds should be. I do feel some worlds should be, in a sense, like age restricted. So, like, because I know, like, when you sign up for stuff like that, they should have like a maybe something on VR chat, like where you have to sign up with age. Put your date of birth in.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yes, people can lie about it, but then I mean, it still kind of makes it a little bit better and more secure on things. To an extent, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
to an extent.
No, you're 100% right. Yeah, and I think one of the most worst things is like I mean, you have someone who's 13 and like they're in like a over sexualized, just avatar. Like people just don't like think twice
Hmm.
or like just you just go. You just
Exactly.
they see they see that
Mm.
they see you just big boobs. They just see like a lot of bikini unrevealed,
Yep.
and just they just don't even just that. That
Those
switch just turns
those
off
types.
all those awareness, all the
Yeah.
just cognitive thinking,
Exactly.
rational thinking, just
Exactly. It's those types and the people who over sexualize lolly avatars. Like, don't. That's not what they're for.
yeah.
Most lolly avatars are mainly for people who have little space in a sense, so that's why they wear them because they want to feel small. But
Mm.
there are also people out there who over sexualize it, and I don't like those people either. Those people, I can't.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that too. Yeah. Let's see. Do you think it was a mistake on the VR chat team developers to allow like something like drinking night to be Quest compatible? Because in the future they can
Um,
do a lot more, drinking
no.
worlds, that have not just I know there's like a group, that are like also of drinking age or just 18 plus with the Quest. But again, you gotta think about like
Um,
the kids during the middle of the day, and stuff that also
right.
use Quest
I
and not
get I
PC.
get
Yeah.
that. Yeah, no, I do understand what you're saying there. I do feel making it Quest compatible is kind of a little better though because I mean there are people out there who can't afford the computer setups and all that stuff to be on PC that are I have friends that are Quest compatible that are in their 20s, and if I'm in a drinking world that's PC only, like I feel bad because I mean I'm already with friends, but I do want them to join us. And then if I ask my friends, hey, can we go to a Quest compatible world? They're like, oh, why, why when we're already here drinking. Because then I have to choose, and I don't like that kind of stuff. I really don't like
Mm-hmm.
choosing between friends. But, um, I don't know. Some worlds I feel are okay with being Quest compatible. There are definitely some that should not be Quest compatible.
H party.
Like, is that Quest compatible?
It's not yet, but just imagine,
I was like, I hope
it's
it's
not.
not. I was like, oh God. I was like, oh no. Well, like, what's the one word? The pet house. Like,
Hmm.
that should not be a Quest compatible world. I'm sorry. The amount of things that go on in those worlds should not be allowed.
Hmm.
Um, but Yeah, I mean, I do feel some worlds are okay with being quest compatible. I mean, the drinking world, in a sense, like I said, if I have friends that want to drink with me, but I'm already in a PC only world, I feel bad. I mean, just because I'm there and I can't invite them to it. But it's hard to say. That's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a yes and no again for that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, it's like if it's monetized, or yeah,
Exactly.
then
Yeah,
yes,
I would
yeah.
definitely say if it's more monitorized, yes. Like if they actually had like staff, like somebody in the even the public world, just have like a staff bot or something like that that's just
Mm-hmm.
always in there monitoring, like all auditing everything, like recording it all. That way they know what's going on, and just in case an incident does happen, they could play, oh hey, let me pull up the audit real quick. Okay, no, that's not how that happened. This is how it happened right here. There's stuff like that. Granted, it technically would be spying, but I mean, it's their world. They can do what they want
Mm-hmm.
in it. If they make it public, they are able to do what they want in those worlds. You know, you decide to go, for instance, you and somebody getting drunk, whatever, and then you guys go off, go ERP in a public world, and and a kid walks in on you. Well, I mean, you guys put this kid in jeopardy because you guys decided to do this in this world when you know it's a public world. And I get it. Some people are into that stuff. That's fine. Like I understand that. But then now you're going to be caught as predator in a sense, or a what's the other term?
Yeah. Like predator,
It's and
groomer,
it's
some just
just
pedophile.
I can't think of the actual term. It's something like that. It's
Yeah.
like if you do something within a range of the school, even though you're not doing it towards the school, you just did it with around the school, you can
Mm-hmm.
get caught as that. I forgot the actual term. I think it might be just predator, but either way, like now you two decided because you wanted to do this because you wanted to have fun in a public and didn't even lock the door or something like that, or go into a room that doesn't lock, but you're in a public world where kids can join. Like you put this kid's, in a sense, mental health at jeopardy
Mm-hmm.
because now this kid sees this and then he could tell his parents, which then that could, I mean, I don't think it would, but it could definitely cause an issue for VR chat. So
Yeah, and that's
just
like very,
good.
just a thought like,
Hmm.
people should think about more. That's why I ask, it's
Exactly.
like
Just
it's
think
like
about
cool,
before. Definitely think before you decide to do stuff. Like I understand people just get in the moment. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Like it just happened in the moment. We weren't thinking. We were drunk. I get that. I do. But sometimes, even in the moment, you have to think about your surroundings. So who's there? I mean, you never know.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, Carm, for like, having I love putting people let them have a platform just like, speak on topics that a lot of people really don't,
Of
like to
course.
share or talk,
Yeah.
because it
No.
could be a very, very intense or very just,
Very touchy.
very touchy
Yeah.
subject. But again, it's very educational for
For
a
the
lot
most
of
part.
people who, don't know VR chat
Exactly.
culture that well.
For the most part with things, like I'm pretty open with stuff like that. Like I mean, I like I said, I technically have no filter in general,
Mm-hmm.
but I am down to have a deep conversation with people about just about anything. Like I have no issue with it, and I will explain stuff how I see things and my views. My views may not be right, but it's just how I see it. Like just because there are people like the whole predator thing. There's people on here that like, oh well, this is just a game to me, so I can do what I want. Yes, it is just a game, but then at the same time, you're trying to. It's no different than doing like online sexting to a child. That's literally what you're doing, and that is not okay. Like there's people that do that, and I just don't understand that. Like what in your mind says, hey, this is okay to do. But I guess we ask that question with all predators and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, and also I guess on another I guess touchy subject, um, alcoholism in like a VR chat. Like yes, like a lot of club worlds, a lot of dancing worlds, even yeah, just occasional friends hang out. It's cool to like
Yeah,
drink in VR chat. It's like a fun like you're in a safe space. You're at home. You're not out. Having to like drive. You're in the comfort and safety of your own home. You have a restroom. You have a bed. You have medicine. You have all that. But can it?
right.
But when people do take it too far in VR chat, they can like it gets out of control, out of hand real quickly. Is like is there
I
like
do
do you
agree.
see like VR chat, like alcoholism, like, just being a bad influence to people who use VR chat,
Um, see, I'm the type of see, I'm the person that whatever you put in your body is your choice.
Okay,
I can't
yeah.
if I tell you to if I say, hey, you shouldn't do that, and you keep doing it, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't physically stop you. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that your body, like I do agree with the whole your body, your choice thing. You do what you want. You put whatever drugs, alcohol, yada yada, this that in your body, and if I tell you not to do it and you keep doing it, like, I mean, I can't do anything else for you. I will try to talk to friends that are like super drunk. Like, I mean, I drink on VR. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't get wasted, but I drink. And then if I see friends that are like completely like, like they feel that they're gonna throw up, I'll ask them, hey, you should probably take your headset off, yada yada, or get more comfortable. Like, get out of VR, go, you know, go get some food if you can. Or, I mean, when I tell people to drink water, I don't mean drink water to sober up, because water does not sober you up.
Mm-hmm.
All it does is keep you hydrated. That way you're not as dehydrated in the morning. That's all it's for. But eating foods, like stuff like that. So I will tell people to go eat. If they got something to eat, go eat something, yada yada, or have something ready before that. That way they know they, have something to kind of help them sober up. Um, I again, if I say, hey, I feel like you've had too much, you should probably slow down, take it easy, or just, let's stop drinking for a minute, take a break for a while, and you decide, no, fuck that, I'm just gonna keep doing. By the way, excuse cursing. I don't know if you're allowed
Oh
cursing
no,
or not,
yeah, I
but
love I love cursing. All the colorful language
okay,
is
okay, okay,
accepted. All languages is accepted. Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. But yeah, like if you feel like if I say, hey, you should chill out, relax, take a break, go drink some water, just go sit down. Maybe take your headset off. That way your head's not like, compact with all this heat around your body, around your face, because that's. And you decide to tell me, no, fuck that. I'm just gonna keep drinking, and because you're having a bad day, and I get it. People have bad days. We all go through depression. We all go through this, that. Have anxiety. And alcohol kind of loosens us up or lets us to feel less tense, and I get that. But if you keep doing it, and ask you not to, like again, I can't stop you. I physically can't stop you. So like if people push themselves to that limit to where like people in the past have passed away because they've drank too much, got alcohol poison, just nobody's there to help them. I mean, you did that to yourself. I can't stop you. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I could have stopped you. I wish I could have helped you out better, or I wish could have you would have listened to me and talked you out of it. But again, who am I? Or like what can I actually like physically do? Because I'm not actually there to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, same thing with people. I mean, it's no different than people that decide to self-harm. Like, I can try my best to talk you out of it, but you're gonna keep doing it. Like, there's nothing I can do to stop you. Like, I really can't. So, I mean, you do what you do, and I'll do my best to help you or stop you from doing it. You don't listen. It is what it is, then I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
And
yeah.
thank you for keeping real, cause you tell it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'll tell people how it is. Like, I have
Mm-hmm.
no issue. Like, I have no reason to sugarcoat things or anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
I have friends that I mean, I have a lot of friends that have done the self harm thing, and I've tried to talk them out of it, or even the whole, wanting to, in a sense, just leave the world or be gone, and I'll do my best. Like, but if they do it, like, I tried. There's not much else I could do. So,
Yes, sir.
hmm
You know, real talk. Real talk with the Carm.
exactly.
With the Carm.
Like I'm always down to have a deep conversation with people if they ever need to talk. And like I said, even if somebody needs to talk to me about something, just even somebody to listen, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind listening to people. Like I'll definitely help you out as best I can. But if you don't take my advice I give you, or you decide to like, oh, that's stupid, yada yada. Okay, well, I did my best.
Mm-hmm. That's all you can do. Just after that, you just
Exactly.
like you said, how you tell it. It is what it is.
hmm
Okay. Now for my next question. What are your thoughts on e-dating? The VR chat e-dating scenes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Well, from my past experience, I am terrible at dating, just because no matter how much effort I feel like I put into a relationship, it just never seems to work out. Again, shit happens. It's just weren't meant to be. We weren't meant to be. Um, as for other people, I mean, if you feel you're happy with your significant other you meet on this game, and you feel like they're truly the one, I mean, I won't talk you out of it unless you, because I mean, I've had friends that like say, "Oh, I love this person, I love him, I love her," but then she keeps doing this, she keeps doing it, he keeps doing that. Well, if it's hurting you, then maybe you should really rethink: do you really love this person? Because I get we all go through our situations, we all got problems. You know, nobody's perfect. I get that.
Mhm.
But for the friends that tell me they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm happy with them, and I'm like, okay, you know, if you're happy, that's all that matters. Like, if you're happy, you're happy. If you tell me, oh, I'm kind of happy, kind of, I don't know. Well, if you have to think about it, then they probably are not the one, because you are second guessing your relationship with this person. It just means you feel there are doubts in a relationship, and they are probably not the one that you really want to be with.
Mhm.
And again, I get people make mistakes. We're human. Everyone
Yes.
makes a mistake in life. It's not like, oh well, they were flirting with this girl, so now I feel like they're cheating on me. No, 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 no. Because like people like me, like I'm a natural flirting person. Like I don't mean to flirt with people. It just happens naturally. Like I'll talk, we have a good time, and just
Yeah.
chill. Like we laugh here, there. Doesn't mean I'm trying to get in this person's pants. I just the type of person I've always been. I'm just very, you know, in a sense, a very charming person. So like, I just know how to talk. I'm just very chill and
You're the
calm and
Rizzler.
collective and stuff.
You're a natural born Rizzer. You know, you
I'm
got the
not the
Riz.
Riz. I have no Riz. No Riz. There's no Riz there.
Okay.
Trust me, there's
Okay.
no Riz. But so, because I mean, there's people. Again, here's like one of my issues is I overthink a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Because like I said, oh, you know, I'm the same person. Like where I'm the same type where, oh, well, they're flirting with this person, you know, like right in front of me, or they're trying to do it behind my back, and then like I feel like, oh, were you trying to hide something from me? Because then I started thinking stuff. Because that's just how I am. Like I've had a bad past experience with the relationship, even IRL. You know, somebody I dated for 4 years that kind of went to shit, just stuff that happened, and it's just, since then I've just kind of always thought to myself like, you know, I need to make sure I don't like to. It's not that I don't trust people. My bad. It's not that I don't trust the one I'm with. I don't trust the people they're talking to, because I know the person I'm with, but the people they're talking to, there could be, you know, the one I'm dating or something like that. She could be drunk and just, you know, pass out, and
Mhm.
then this person does this stuff to her, and then she just, you know, boom, stuff happens.
Mhm.
Well, now I feel because you know, they did this, and I'm like, well, you know, I was right, you know, because again, I second guess everything. I just overthink, and that's just the type of person I am, which is very bad. That's a very big. That's like one of my toxic traits, in my opinion, is I overthink too much.
Yeah.
And then like what that tells me is I always feel like I'm not good enough for them because they were willing to do this with this person without even, you know, they were drunk. I get that, but drunk or not, that's not an excuse to do stuff with people. It's just not. I mean, if you're the only time I would definitely give an excuse is if I don't want to say that we're on your stream or in your recording, but
Mhm.
you know, forced.
Yeah.
If they was forced, completely different story. I would definitely still take her side because it was forced upon this person. Because I also don't condone that either.
Mhm.
But that would be the only like way I would excuse something like that if it was forced upon. But for I mean, if like I said, if somebody's happy in their relationship, like they're, you know, everybody has their little trivial fights here and there. Like when it comes to people that have like their arguments or like fighting with their couple, fights and arguments, all those are steps for you to build towards working help each other
Mhm.
get stronger.
Yes.
And if you're able to talk through it and communicate with each other and keep it going, let's just keep I'm not saying like, oh, this person keeps messing up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I'm sorry can be very. It can go from yeah, no, you're okay. Then it's like, oh, yeah, I bet you're still sorry.
You
Because it's
know,
a repeating offense. It happens. There are people that are like that in
like
relationships.
like
But
a lot of sorries without change or like trying to better yourself at all. That's manipulation
exactly,
in a relationship. You know.
exactly. And I feel like if you're willing to change, like if again, like I said, you guys have a little argument, yada yada, you talk to each other, and then one of you is willing to change to fix it, to help it out, to make it even better, to better the relationship or build it stronger. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. 'Cause one, communication is obviously highly key in general. If you were able to talk it out with anybody, I feel a lot of things it'll either go good or bad. I mean, you only got two options for that kind of situation. So like if say me and this person's having a conversation, we get to a big argument, just something very small, but then we talk it out and it could either be, well, maybe I should have blew up that much. Maybe I shouldn't have did this, and then we'll talk it out. Maybe here, let me fix this. I won't, next time I won't try this or I won't do that yet. And then you both better it. That's good. Or it could be like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, this is how I am. I'm sorry you don't like my attitude. I'm sorry, well, then maybe we're just not meant for each other. You talk it out. It sucks sometimes, but you can have good or bad, results.
Mm-hmm.
But so I would definitely say for people that are doing e-dating, I mean, again, you're happy, go for it. But if you have to think about it, then really think about it before making your final decision of you want to be with this person.
Mm-hmm. 100% I agree with that. I know too. Hell yeah, I know that too. I'm still learning, still don't know a lot because I've only had like 1 year experience, and to some people it's like, oh, you're good, but like
Mm,
no, 1 year is still not enough. I still need more. There's gonna be more years of like just growth and development and just nurturing and protecting and dedicating yourself to a relationship. Yeah.
exactly.
What kind of advice would you give people who they met someone via chat and like kind of early they caught feelings, but like they don't know really, they only see a name and an avatar. They don't really know the real name yet. They haven't seen a face. They don't know, a lot of stuff. What kind of advice would you give someone who's like in that kind of like, that mindset of like, I
Oh
like this
man.
girl just based on like what they see on VR?
Yeah, I know. There are a lot of people like that out there.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I feel is if you fall for if you catch feelings for somebody that fast, you're probably not actually in love with them. You probably don't really love them.
Yeah.
You just have a crush on them, but you think
Mm-hmm.
it's more than what it is because a lot of people haven't experienced love,
A lot of it
and
is
I get that.
a
Like
lot of it
love is
is
not
like parasocial. That's what it really is. A lot of people develop parasocial
exactly.
scenarios in their head with a person they met on VR?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
start thinking like, oh, like because I mean, I've had friends in the past, like people I've used to talk to, where we'll be good friends, we'll play games, stuff like that, hang out, whatever. But then they're like, oh, well, I feel like you're getting too close. I'm like, I mean, I'm just vibing with you. Like, I'm just matching the same energy you're matching with me. But in a sense, like, for me, I had to really get to know somebody. Like, one, I mean, looks aren't really the biggest thing for me. But I mean, there's physical attraction. There's definitely like there are people that who are out there for physical attraction, and I get that. Little physical attraction is I understand. So I don't judge people that say, oh, well, I need to know what you look like. I get it. A little physical attraction is still nice, but at the same time, like if you have like just because me and you were talking,
Mm-hmm.
yada yada, I'm like, man, like this person's really cool, and I think I really like them, and then I'm only getting to know them just from what they're showing me on VR, but I
Nice.
don't really know them because we've only just met each other. But then we get to know each other, and I realize, like, oh man, like, he's kind of a dick. Like, you start to see, the more you hang out with somebody, the more you start to realize what kind of person they are. So I say for people that like fall for people right away, do your best to hold back. Get to know the person first to see how they actually are, because you could just call me in a mood where I was just kind of down and mopey and I was just depressed and I just wanted to like chill and cuddle. But then I'm back to my normal self and you're like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh, yo, what's up? And then I just like completely ignore you because you were just there at the time. You know, because there are those people out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely tell people that have, you know, the hopeless or romantic type who fall off really quickly, do your best not to do that because it could lead to wrong things. And it's not even
Yeah.
like, again, it could also be something where the person misled them, because that does happen,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be just like, hey, I was just being really nice to you, and I'm just a nice person, and then you took it as like, oh, like I'm trying to talk to you and crush on you, like no, I'm sorry, I'm not looking for anything, like I'm just a nice guy. But you mistaked it for me trying to flirt with you and all this stuff. Like that's not my fault. Because then now you're gonna be hurt for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as I tell people, take things slow. Take it slow. Get to know somebody before you really start to feel you want to be with this person, or want to at least attempt to see how further it goes.
Yeah. Cause.
And that also goes for the same thing with their friends too. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
like just because like me and you get along, but your friends are just complete assholes
Yes.
and jerks to everybody
Mm-hmm.
else. But you hang out with this crowd, so it kind of tells people like, why are you hanging with this crowd? But you don't seem like that way. What do you like when I'm not around?
Mm-hmm.
So it's either you're showing me your true self or you're hiding your true self from me, and your friends know the real you. You know what I mean? Like if I don't know the real you, how does everybody else know the real you? So
Yes. And a lot of it will, if it gets further beyond that point, it just, which is like the worst kind of pain and hurt. It's like y'all just turning it into like a situationship.
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, very
And I'm
interesting to
also
talk.
not
Yeah.
saying like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and also I would definitely say this for those people. Like when I say wait, I get like get to know each other, yada yada. But don't be like, oh well, I'm not really for a relationship. Okay, respect what they want. But at the same time, if you feel like they're doing stuff, if you feel it's hurting you that they don't want a relationship with you, then you're kind of you're expecting too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I get that people do that, but you gotta just do what you can, take things slow. I do. That's my advice for people for online relationships. Take things slow because, especially with VR chat, people tend to get in relationships super quickly and then break up really fast, and they just feel like, oh, I'm heartbroken. Like you knew each other
Mm-hmm.
for a week and a half.
Yeah.
Like you didn't really know each other. Like
Yeah. Like,
it's very that does annoy me.
oh yeah, it's very annoying. It's just silly. It's like high school drama or something. It's
Mm,
just.
exactly. It's just like you were basically just a summer fling. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let me get into like some fun questions. This is always my favorite one I
Sure,
like
what's
to
up?
have. What's your experience with ERP, and have you ERP'd yet? Haha. You fell for my trap card.
Ha ha ha. All right. Well, as much as I'd like to deny it, yes, I have DRP'd.
I'm gonna extra zoom on you for this shit. Hold on. Let me get that senpai in. Okay,
Oh
continue.
my lord.
Let him know he's rocking the senpai shirt.
Yes.
He means business.
All right. Yes, I have DRP'd. My experience with it is more of because I do. How do I explain it? I do have a phantom sense of things, but I don't have a phantom sense of that. It's more of I like taking care of the person I'm doing stuff with,
Mm.
and I feel like I'm happy if I can get them off. I don't care if I get, if myself gets taken care of. As long as if I can take care of you 3-4 times at least, I feel like I did a good job.
You like
And
pleasure?
if you decide to help me out at the end,
You like pleasuring? Yeah.
yeah, I'm very, very big on pleasuring people. I'm very okay with that more than myself getting pleasured. And then, I mean, if I decide we keep going, you want to help me out, hey, we'll go to that route. But for the most part, I prefer to pleasure other people rather than myself getting pleasured. Um, I mean, I have no problem with the experience of it. Like, it's always fun. It's just something fun to do. I mean, it's technically just sexting online, in VR. That's all it is with extra steps, I guess.
Mhm.
So,
Would you almost say it's almost like a cooperative like hentai game that y'all playing?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Would you compare it to like
yeah,
that?
it's an eroge, it's an eroge. There you go. It's an
Yeah.
eroge game.
MLG.
Jesus.
Did you ever think of it like that? That's how I kind of think of it sometimes,
Uh, yes. Well, I would.
A little,
Yes, because of the DPS system.
Yes.
Yes, because of the DPS system. It's the biggest reason why. If we didn't have the DPS, probably not as much.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd be like, I don't know how this person's feeling, what I'm doing to them, but hey, it is what it is. But then now with the DPS system, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why they would, in a sense, feel that way. Especially if a girl has a toy or something like that. It just makes it more realistic. And then, hey, you know, whatever happens from there happens from there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, call me slipping.
Caught you slipping. Yep.
Oh Lord.
Um, let's see. Also, something I always was like always wondering, curious. Like you just started off like a desky. And you got full body. You got arms, legs, and then all of a sudden you kind of like after the VR chat. The hanging out and meeting. Being part of like the world experience and the avatar creating. That's then you go into
Uh
like
huh.
the creative experience part of VR chat. I saw you've
Right.
created a lot of amazing edits on Unity and stuff of so many avatars.
Mm-hmm.
What made you interest, like what caught your curiosity of like trying Unity and like creating like all these cool avatar edits, and like what
So,
got you to like point A to like point B now to like how did you like learn like how to just master it,
um,
and learn all the stuff that you use for edits and models.
okay. For the most part, so like a lot of the models I would wear, I believe these are really nice models here and there. I've always been a type of person where I prefer originality over being like the next person over.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it is nice. Like, say, I'm not saying like making my own model because I don't create my own models from scratch or anything like that. But I'll take a model and I'll edit it to the point where to my liking, like this one in general. Like, if you don't mind, I will take off my hoodie.
Yeah.
Uh, so like this texture and all this stuff, like this is a personal texture that nobody else in this game has. It's got my own stuff that I wanted on here. It's got personal tattoos on here that I actually have IRL. So it has more meaning to me rather than me wearing, an avatar that somebody else made, which is fine. But then I don't do any edit to it. Then I'm just like, well, I'm just like the other people out there. Like
Mm-hmm.
I like to be my own self. Like I like to be just a very um distinctive, like where I like to be kind of like not like everyone. I don't want to say a leader, but I'm a definitely more of a lone wolf type person where I don't like to follow everybody else. I prefer doing my own thing. I prefer looking the way I want to look. Like this avatar hasn't even done editing, and I've had it for over a year. Like I still do extra edits to it. I still do other stuff to it here and there. And like, I mean, the more I put on it, the more I make it my own avatar. So, I mean, that's just what I prefer to do. I prefer to make it look how I want to look. Like, yes, I can see an avatar like, oh yeah, this is really nice. And there's nothing wrong with the original textures for stuff or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take your model and I just prefer to put my own stuff on it. Like,
Yeah.
make it the way I want it to look.
Like
Because
like
then,
your own signature
then you
touch.
just separate me. Exactly, my own touch to it. So, like you said, when you see this avatar, you think of me. You're
Mm-hmm.
like, but if you see somebody else wearing the same avatar, you're like, well, that looks very plain because it don't look like my friends.
Mm-hmm.
You look like the other people who just bought the avatar and uploaded it, and all you do is change the color. Like, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I just preferred my own editing. I've always liked the creative side of things. Like, even in other video games I used to play growing up, like if it had a creative mode, like a creative character mode, I would 100% create the character the best way I want to look.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I just don't like looking like everybody else. I prefer to look different. It's just how I've always
Mm-hmm.
been.
Yeah, like stand out, stand out like
Exactly, standing out.
yeah, like stand out like like a boner in like a pool full of just like flaccid penises. That's you. you look hard right now.
Exactly. I prefer to be the hard one while you're all soft.
Yeah.
Nice.
How did you learn to use Unity to like, do all these crazy edits and,
Um, so I used to have a friend that would help me out with the editing, or she would help me out with the uploading stuff like that. And then I asked her one day, I was like, hey, could you teach me how to do stuff? And she started showing me like the basic kind of like how to upload the avatars. So, okay, so I started getting into that. And then I kind of asked other friends like, hey, how do I change this? How do I change this? And just asking friends here and there, and they start teaching me different stuff. Like, and I just started learning, like for instance, like the emissions thing.
hmm
Like I had a friend that showed me how to put this stuff on. So I mean, I'm still kind of obviously new with the emission stuff, but I like doing it because it makes the avatar stand out more. So like, I mean, some people are like, oh, well, that's too much. It's too flashy. That's okay. I prefer to be flashy rather than basic. Basic just hot e-boy.
Yeah.
I want myself to look different. Like if you see somebody with this hoodie, I mean, yes, anybody could technically put the same tech, put the same emission on it, but if they don't have it, they don't have it. I walk in and like your hoodie's just plain and mine's glowing. You're gonna look at my hoodie, you're gonna be like, oh, well, this guy's just moving around because I'm gonna look at him. It's gonna make your head turn. It's just like having a brand new. It's like having a brand new vet or Ferrari try and buy your house and you're in a Pinto.
hmm Yeah.
So I mean, just how I've always been.
Out of like all the editing's like, help and like, just knowledge you've gained, like what was like the best thing you've learned in like Unity? Like what was the best thing that you had fun like learning, like that you would put on a lot of your new edits? Like what was your favorite skill that you learned?
I would definitely say I would definitely have to go the emission route, changing the emissions up and stuff like that. That's kind of been the biggest, like so far, the most fun. I am currently trying to learn more particle systems. That is a friend was showing me at one point. I've only kind of just started dabbling into it. So, but he showed me how to add it to my avatar and all this stuff, and that was pretty cool too. I enjoyed that a lot. We only did it the one time, so I kind of
Yeah.
half-assed remember everything he told me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you have
so we'll see what happens after I learn more of that.
yeah, do you have an interest in learning how to like upload and edit like worlds or create your own world from scratch on VRChat and Unity?
It's funny you say that because like literally last night. So like I've owned in a world originally like in the past, not a dancing club world, but I wanted a drinking world, something where I have a bunch of friends come, have a little chill drink kind of thing, like have fun, have little games here and there, like that's the kind of thing I've always wanted. Just in a sense, a place where people can hang out, have a good time. I was in the works for something originally a while back, but then we kind of stopped that plan. And it's funny that you mentioned this because last night I was actually redrawing up some plans for some worlds, like ideas of like mapping it out, like making blueprints of stuff like how I want this world to be. I've actually made 2 different maps already. That maybe I might turn it once I learn how to actually make that stuff in Unity because I've never made anything from scratch. I know how to do I know how to make like specific shapes and stuff like that, but like how to get it down to how I want it to look is gonna be a little more tougher. But I mean, it'll be a learning process. It'll be something I would definitely like to dabble more into.
Mm-hmm. Swag. And also you were a part of a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but you do have like, history and experience of like, being like, VR chat servers that are like dedicated to like, clubs, and like, events and stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you've been, you've had knowledge and experience. Like,
Yeah.
what was it like, being part of like, these community kind of like, clubs that like, host like events, a lot,
Um, I'll definitely say it's pretty nice. It's always a nice experience to see, because like the way people take VR and like implement their dancing IRL into VR, like I think that's pretty cool. Like going to dance events and I see the way people dance. Like I don't judge nobody's dancing because everybody's got their own style. Everybody does their own type of dancing. It is what it is. Like I don't see really anybody being better than anybody because there are people out there with that, egotistical mentality, especially in dancers. But like, I mean, as long as you're having fun, go for it. And I mean, I enjoy seeing people dancing. I do get impressed here and there. Now, I'm not the type of person where I, like if I get danced on, I'm a very terrible lap. Like I am god awful because I don't moan, I don't fucking, squeal or squeak or anything like that. Like I don't panic. Like because to me, it's just a VR dance. Like it's dance,
Hmm.
regardless. Like nothing's gonna happen out of this. So like, and I get there are some people that kind of do take it to a little more. Like they'll do a little more to the dance. I'm like, okay, you could impress me. Like I'm a hype man. Like I'm like, oh shit, all right, okay, okay. That's the type of person I am as a lap. But I mean, as long as that person's having fun, I mean, then that's good. I enjoy getting lap dances. I always have. I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with it. And it's always been a good experience. You meet a lot of people here and there. Meet a good. You do make a lot of friends going to those events.
Hmm.
And just I don't know. I guess you just got to experience for yourself to kind of understand like what it's all about.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite club worlds that host any kind of like dancing events, drinking nights, events, hangouts, gatherings?
Hmm. I see. There's this one club called Legends. I mean, their drinking nights and hanging outs are pretty fire. They're pretty lit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Legend Server is,
um,
the creator, and we've helped create, Club J, thanks to Jadakiss.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Shout out to Club J, buy Club J merch. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yes, 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 yes. Um, I wouldn't say I really have a favorite club because I've always bounced around here and there.
Well,
I kind of like
multiple,
headed into like too many.
Do you have like multiple favorites or like
Yeah,
ones that you like you go to a lot?
And that's the thing though, because it's been a while since I've really been to a few events. Like some of the ones I used to go to, Sinful Dragons was
Okay.
one I used to go to a lot because I had a friend that danced there, and me and the owner got along. We're a cool guy,
Mm-hmm.
always had a good time. Um, Club Crystal, another friend, Tori. She owns it. It's a very nice place. Very good dancers, very good community of people there, and I get along with all of them. Good friends. We all talk and play games outside of VR, so that's the kind of community of people I like hanging out with. Um, in the past, I used to go to other ones like Obsession was a really big one I used to like going to. They've always been good staffing, good dancers, always had a good crowd, always put on a good show. Hades again, same thing, good staffing, good show, good people around. So, I mean, it just maybe it's because I haven't really been to too many as much, so it's kind of hard to pick a favorite out of most of them. But those are probably the more the ones I used to like going to. Those ones I've already named.
Mm-hmm. And this is like a not my hot take or opinion, but what if I heard from like a couple other people, not to name drop any kind of clubs because I don't know behind the scenes, but like,
Hmm.
do you think there's like a lot of just drama all the time when it comes to like club worlds, club ownership, club dancers, all that like behind the scenes? It's just like
So,
it's like always drama and just expected.
there are two reasons why I am not a VR chat dancer. One, I don't have the space. Two, I don't because I feel like club drama, like a lot of the dancer drama, is literally just high school drama. That's all it
Mm-hmm.
is. And it's either that or this person's ERPing with this person while they're also talking to this person while they were dating this person. It's just he said, she said, she did, he did. It. There's a reason why I never really got into the club scene as a dancer for that
Mm.
reason. Biggest thing, is drama. Like personally, your drama has got nothing to do with me. I mean, again, like you could talk to me about it, but I'm not gonna choose your side on anything. Like I've had, dancer friends that like tell me one thing, and then the other one tell me something about this person. But like, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I'm not gonna choose sides. That's between you two. Like, don't get me involved. But there's people that do that. So a lot of the drama in the dancing community, I wish it would stop,
Mm.
but it's never going to. It's like the popular kids are hating the other popular kids. That's all it is.
Mm.
Little cliques here and there that there's just a bunch of cliques that are just going at each other for no reason. Like when they can all just get along and just chill. everybody should be able to enjoy and enjoy the game how they
Yeah.
want.
In your opinion, would it
Well, to an
be
extent.
to an
To an
extent?
extent.
Yeah. I was gonna say, in your
To an
opinion,
extent. Let me phrase it.
in your opinion, would it be probably like a bad idea to like get closer to like date someone who's like prioritizes like dancing or club managing kind of stuff?
For my personal say,
Mm-hmm.
I've never really wanted to get to. I mean, I don't mind getting close as friends with people that are dancers. Like, I've never had that issue. I've always told myself not to get into the point where like it would turn into something more than just a friendship, like a relationship or like that with a
Cause
dancer.
yeah,
Mainly because of those
cause
situations.
because of the chances of like just
And not
inheriting all that drama. That's like not your
exactly.
business,
And
you know.
it's not like, exactly. And it's not like everybody's the same. Like everybody's different. Like there are definitely dancers out there who say "fuck you." Like I just dance for fun. Like I don't care what you got to say. Like I do what I want. And that's fine. Like if you're one that stays out of the drama, then you stay out of the drama. Because not everybody's, there's not every dancer is like that, but there are a lot that are like that. And I mean, you dance and you got somebody you're dating that just isn't in the dance community, but and you guys have a good relationship, nothing bad's going on. Like again, you guys are just minding your own business. You just do your dancing. You just go back to hanging out with each other. Whatever. It's good. But I mean, it would. I would definitely say for me to date somebody who's a dancing or is a dancer,
Mm-hmm. Dancer
I'd have to
slash
really get to know
yeah
them.
yeah dancer slash event host, event mod, event
Yeah,
owner,
yeah.
admin,
Or
all that,
anything. Yeah, any of those. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Because I used to talk to somebody who was a club owner and she had all these issues going on and I just ignored it because I was like, well, they ain't got nothing to do with me. But
Mm-hmm.
then it got to the point where she tried to make it my issue and I was like, nah, like this isn't gonna work that way. Like no. So like that's your stuff you're dealing with, not me. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, agreed. Yeah.
But
Okay. Back to like your avatars. Do you have like when you look for avatars that you like? Oh, I like that one. The way how that looks. That base.
mhm.
These. Is it like when you choose avatars? Is it like something specifically that you like that you look for? Like, is it like body type, the clothes, shoes, cat
Um
ears, wolf ears, elf ears? Like what do you look into? What do you look
elf
for in avatars?
so elf ears is definitely a top priority for me. I
Okay.
like the elf. I've always liked the elf look. Just because I've always been to the more fantasy stuff. So that's always been a thing for me. I I had to have a good head or face.
Hmm.
Like they had to have a pretty good. Cause like don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
like everybody has their own sculpts and edits to different heads here and there, and I get that. But some of them I'm just like, that's just not my style,
Yeah.
and it is what it is. And body type, I mean, I don't really care too much. I mean, I prefer not to be super skinny because I mean, personally, I'm not really a skinny person. I've
Hmm.
always been like, I'm a more stockier, bulkier person. I've always been this way. Um, but like, so yeah, super skinny I can't do, and if it's got like a bad head or a face, I'm just like, yeah. So
Mm. Yeah.
other than that, I mean, like I said, ears I used to look for, head, specific clothes. Like if it's got like personally, I like classic look, like
Hmm.
very classy. So like if I had like a suit or anything like that, like or even like a fedora type of thing, like you got me sold. You could take my money right now.
Yeah.
You make me something like that, I'm gonna be like all like a mafia type of look. It's
Yeah.
like I'll for sure take that all day. Just because I'm like, yo, this is my style. This is how I've always been. But I mean, it just depends what I'm looking for, to be honest.
Hmm. Yeah, I've been looking for a lot of like hype beast kind of clothing. I do appreciate like
Mm,
I'm a sneakerhead, so I appreciate when I see someone wearing like Jordans, Travis Scotts, that you got,
that's fair.
a lot of
Oh yeah.
a lot of variety of customizations with like tops, like hoodies, jackets, t-shirt, muscle
Hmm.
shirts that just have like a lot of like cool like streetwear logos on them, hats,
Right.
beanies, and I appreciate like some chains, some accessories, but not super too edgy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
stuff, but like
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I feel
like
that.
I really do like a lot of
Another
street
thing I would
clothes.
definitely say,
Hmm.
one other thing besides this avatar in general. Most of my other avatars do have like the ponytail or like somewhat longer hair because I have long hair in IRL.
Yeah.
So I prefer that look. I think it looks good to me.
Yeah.
That's actually another thing I look into.
Yeah, I do look into like a lot of hairstyles too. Like if they have like a short, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
curly, wavy, like yeah, that's my
Yep.
hairstyle. That's my
Oh
hair
yeah.
IRL. So I want
Oh
to wear
yeah.
something that represents me and stuff. So yeah. Um, yeah. Let me see what else do I have. Um, well, oh okay. VR chat like a lot of events and stuff. Like, do you have any favorite like events you've been to? Any memories that like, damn, that was a good ass, party, a lot of chill people. Like that was like the funnest I've had. Do you have like one of those or multiple of those that you remember?
Um, I've had a few in the past where little events here, like especially more like drinking events where getting a bunch of friends, seeing a bunch of other friends that I don't really see too often, or just other groups of people that I'm like, I've seen this person before, and we had a good time. Like like if I could chill and have a good time, that's all fine with me. Um, I have had a few events though in the past where just be a bunch of get together here and there, just everybody's just vibing, just doing their own, just having a good time, listening to music, jamming out. That's good. No drama. I mean,
Hmm.
those are definitely probably the ones I like the
Yeah.
most.
Was there any Legends Club J events that you've remember that are your favorites?
Um, I think it was actually one of your guys' parties that I showed up too late, but
Ye-
I think because you guys were already drinking, and it was just like I think I joined in a little later, but I mean, because I don't remember if I was working or what it was, but I joined in late, and I just remember hanging out with you guys. You guys had a big crowd, but it was a bunch of people from the mirror here and there, and then there's people in other rooms that I kind of met some people there, talked to them. I was like, yo, we had a good time, just vibing,
mhm.
chill. This is before he did the update too.
Yeah.
When he had like the pool room, the room with the pool, and everybody was in the pool and stuff, that throw, and I don't know, always had a good time doing that stuff. Or somebody gets in that big inner tube, you can just throw them across throw them across the room.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely say one of those parties were. Uh, I don't remember when it was. I want to say it was sometime last year though. It was definitely like a last year party. I don't know if it was a
Hmm.
birthday or if it was just a big get together you guys had, but
Yeah.
I definitely remember showing up late and yeah, I had a good time.
Hmm. Yes, and yeah, we're about to like have like a cursed avatar party this Friday. So you can if you
Nice.
enter the contest, in your best avatar, it goes from bracket rounds, you'll be able to win, cash money prize, straight to your Cash App, your
Hmm.
Venmo, your PayPal, whatever you prefer.
Cursed avatars, huh?
Yep. The most cursed will win the
I
biggest
think
prize,
I might be able to whip something up here in the next day or two.
Yeah. But yeah, be on the lookout for that because that's our next event happening, and then we have many more coming in the spring. Gonna be a lot of fun at Club J.
Okay.
And you've met like a lot of great friends that you've considered like your family, throughout the years of VR chat.
Oh yeah, for
Is there
sure.
is there any of them have
Hmm.
you've met IRL, due to like VR chat, like creating this family strong bond that you've had with people, or is there like people that you wish to
Um,
meet soon?
well, there are definitely a lot of people I wish to meet soon. I mean,
Like, have you had a
I
a,
mean, somebody
a,
here
a
I'm gonna
meetup?
meet in the next few months.
Yeah, me, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, us coming
Um,
soon. But has there
there is
been like any
actually,
RL meetups that you've had with VR chat friends that you met?
yes, actually. So one of my big groups that like when I first got like actually got the VR headset and all that stuff, I had a few friends. We had a group that we used to hang out. Um, a lot of us planned a trip to go whitewater rafting, and it was a few of us that met up, so it was a pretty good time. We went down or drove down towards like Tennessee area and went whitewater rafting. It was definitely a good time. Um, and then I've actually met a few other friends from my original group. Um, 'Cause they only live like within a few hours from me, so yeah, I met a few handful of people here and there.
Hmm.
I always had a good time.
Good time, yeah. Love to hear it. it's like a great feeling, you know, when I did the Legends meetup and like I got to meet like almost everyone that I've been like rolling with for like 2 years. It's like, you know, out of
Mm.
all the Legends events and parties, that was like the biggest one we ever had. Just like an actual IRL meetup, you
Oh
know.
yeah,
And yeah, it was like
nice. Yeah, oh,
I would
yeah.
relive that week over and over again because that was like the best experience, you know, of our lives,
Oh yeah,
honestly.
for sure.
But yeah.
Definitely something I want to do with more people. Like meet up and
Mhm.
you know see whatever we do. We hang out and we do whatever.
Mhm.
If it's big group of friends, just hang out. Drink, just go chill, whatever. Go out to get food. I'll be fine with that too.
Exactly. Yeah. You know. See, any VR chat like games that you've ever played or liked or enjoyed? You know, like the Among Us VR, Murder, or even like the little drinking games like Battle Shots.
Um,
Never Have I Ever. You know, do you have any favorite games that you love to play?
um, favorite ones. I get really big into the prison escape for a long time.
Prison Escape. Okay,
That
yeah.
was actually really fun. Yeah, that was actually pretty fun for a while. There's also another one. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a PvP, like a Call of Duty kind of style game.
Mhm.
But like you everybody picks a gun. You choose teams. You place them on the map. Separate sides, and everybody gets a gun that's in front of you, and you just go out killing each other. I think that's pretty cool. In VR, it's pretty dope. It's
Mhm.
like playing in a sense like a Call of Duty or a Counter Strike kind of just PvP, and that's pretty fun.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh.
Murder can be fun if you have the right group of friends. Same thing with Among Us. I feel like you just have to
Yes.
have the right people with you.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Those friend plus games. Just set it up and just
Hmm.
fucking have fun. Just
Exactly.
just enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the time.
Exactly.
Hmm. And see if I can like wrap up like one more question. I would say like what is your
Hmm.
what other VR chat game? Well, not VR. Yeah. What other VR games do you also enjoy playing besides
We
VR
have VR
chat?
games.
Yeah.
There you go. Um, I actually have what is it called? Onward. It's kind of like a Counter Strike or Pavlov.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So two teams kind of thing. That's like played that. I have Zenith, which is a MMO VR game, which I've only just recently got into. Even though I've had the game for like a year, I literally just started playing it like recently. It's actual VR MMO where you can kill mobs here and there. You can join friends and just level up in classes. It's pretty cool. I have a zombie game. I think it's actually just called Zombie if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, it's real like real kind of realistic. You grab guns, you shoot, kill zombies. You have to actually pull out the mag. Redo it, redo the hammer and everything. Like, it's pretty cool. So I
Mhm.
thought those were pretty dope. And
Yeah.
I also have Phasmophobia. I mean,
Phasmophobia. Yep.
ghost hunting in VR is pretty cool.
I agree. I'm trying to still get my girlfriend to play, but she too scared. Come on, we trying to game. Have a game night.
Exactly. I feel it. I feel it.
And what other games do you play? I know one of your favorite ones. League and Fortnite.
Outside of VR,
Yeah.
League and
Yeah.
Fortnite. Yes, I do play those. I do like a lot of survival type games. So I play like 7 Days to Die. I play Minecraft here and there.
Mhm.
What's the other one I play? The Forest is another good one, which I actually play in VR or desktop, depending on what I
Mhm.
want to do. Um, I do like some RPG games here and there. What's the one I played recently? Oh man, what have I played recently?
Like one of them you
I'll
said you
definitely
got
say
back
7 Days to
into.
Die is up there.
One of them you got back into was New World for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I got back into New World, which is an MMO.
Mhm.
I do enjoy those as well, but MMOs are the type of games where I can play them, but it's really fun to have somebody to play with.
Yeah.
So like if I have friends to play with me, then I'll have a great time. But if I don't, then I'll play for a bit. I'm like, whatever. I'll just get out of the game.
Right. Yeah.
But I really enjoy horror games. Like horror games are probably my top games. Like the Resident Evils, the Silent
Mhm.
Hills, like those style games. Like oh my god, I can't think of it right now. But like some of the older ones I used to play. where you really don't have much choice but to kind of run around
Yeah,
and do puzzles. I also like a lot of puzzle maps too. So
like Outlast.
that's literally what I was thinking of. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, what's that game called? I couldn't think
Yeah.
of it. Yep. Or I used to even play the Fear games back in the day. Those were really good too. Or Dead Space and all that. So yeah,
Dead Space remake and Resident Evil 4 remake, they're coming out.
I know. I'm pretty hyped for the Resident Evil 4 remake, the VR one. It's be dope.
Hmm. But yeah, ended on a good note. Anything you want to say lastly? A good outro. What would you like to? Anyone you want to shout out, Carm? Is there
Oh
anybody you want to
man,
shout out? Any shout outs, to the homies?
sorry.
Who you want to
I
shout
don't know
out?
if I really. I just want to put a shout out to everybody in the TikTok community. Keep doing what you're doing. Just keep as long as you're doing it for fun. Don't do it for views or likes or anything like that. As long as you're having a good time, you keep doing. Shout out to the Legends group,
Mm-hmm.
amazing group of friends. Known them for so long. They will definitely be one of my biggest families out there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Also to one of my other old families, famous fam. We're very good, big group of friends. Always have a good time. Um, yeah, that's about it.
Yes. Hell yeah. Thank
Hasta
you.
luego.
Thank you for joining, Carm. It was a pleasure.
Of course, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. Namaste. And that's it.